Hey everybody, what is going on? Serial Overdrive here, and today we're playing some Entropia Universe. And today we're going to be talking about content creators and their role in Entropia Universe because Entropia Universe and MindArc, the creators of Entropia Universe, just announced a brand new initiative involving content creators. I've seen a lot of players complaining that this initiative doesn't really go into depth or over details of sort of what all of this entails, so I thought maybe I'd go ahead and try and dispel some of the myths and let people know what this whole content creator initiative is all about. Not because I'm one of the people that came up with the content creator initiatives, but if you saw my last video, you know that I'm one of the people that is sort of being supported by this initiative. So I'd like to do what I can to sort of dispel some of the myths. If you're wondering where we're at, we're on a Treasure Island. I'm wearing some Mayhem armor, which we are not going to be wearing for this. So this is some mayhem armor. It's really good stuff, but probably not best for robots. You might be going with. Do I even have vigilante on me? I do not. Let's just go with it. Screw it, guys. Um, yeah, let's start talking about content creation. So I made this video once already. Um, got done with the video, sort of went back, reviewed it. I didn't know if it was informative enough. I didn't know if it was something that everybody would be as interested in, so I wanted to give it another go. Basically, I wanted to talk about content creator clubs, go over some of the things that people got wrong with it because I saw the announcement on Planet Calypso forums. I went ahead and said thank you to MindArc, and I was excited to work with them. All of which is true because it's a really cool. I died already. It's a really cool initiative and everything like that. So, but yeah, I've seen people wondering what it's all about and wondering like if it's going to force players to do this or that or anything like that. So let's dive into it. First off, to the best of my knowledge right now, and like they're connecting content creators and all that. So I pretty much have a good idea of everybody who's gonna be in or who has been invited into this exclusive, not really exclusive, but this club, right? And basically what it is it's content creators who have been a part of the Entropia universe community for a long or decently long period of time. Myself, I was pretty much one of the people who sort of pioneered Entropia universe let's plays, I guess. I don't want to take credit for it, but people have given me credit for it. And if you talk to most creators in Entropia universe, they my videos had some small influence on them. Okay, like it helped get them into the space. You gotta watch some beginner guides before you get into the game, and I was one of the first people creating those guides. So yeah, obviously, I guess I'd be a bit of a shoo-in, but you don't have to be playing the game for as long as me or even have been making content for as long as me. Basically, what it is it's just players who've been making content for a while and sort of show dedication to Entropia Universe. There's some names in there that, like I really haven't heard of or I've just heard of them in passing. There's some people that I'm like, yeah, that's an obvious ad. And, it's all over the place, right? And as far as where it goes, like what people are being invited, it seems like so far it's everybody from Twitch and YouTube. Those are sort of the two clubs, and we're being attacked by two. This is not going to go well. I should retake this video because this is going to make me look bad, but I really don't care. I'm a mid-level player trying to take on the big boys right here. It's not going to go well for me. It's gonna take me a few deaths to get this one. We're gonna get one kill and then move on. I was looking for Hoglos. I didn't find it. We're on Treasure Island. I've never taken on a second entity Gen 1. And I don't think I'm gonna be taking on too many of them after this. Mm. But yeah, back to the content creators club. So everybody that's in it, they're names that you know. If you follow like Twitch, I'm not the biggest Twitch person. It's not that I dislike Twitch or anything like that. It's just sorry about that. I've got a bit of a cough. I'm not sure. I had this in the last video too, so I try to go back and edit it out. Hopefully, I got that one. But basically, it's people on Twitch and YouTube. I don't think it's people on Kick. So I know Kick is another like live streaming platform. There's a lot of people that have opinions on it, whatever. I personally don't think it's going to be around for too much longer, but we'll see. It seems like it's supported by gambling money, which in a monetary sense, it's pretty infinite. So there's deep pockets supporting Kick. So sorry, my cough is like it's right on the verge of getting me. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to go with this one. Um, Sorry about that. Oh, we got some socket 10 components. Those seem like those would be pretty like cool. But Let's check these out. I want to see what the markup on these is. Is it good? No, it's horrible. All right. Um, it's probably an experience everybody's had. You find something interesting, you're like, what is the markup on this? It's gotta be huge. And then it's like 101%. It's sold one unit in the last 5 decades. Anyways, well, it seems like it's people that have played Entropia Universe. They're being invited into the club or the content. I think it's called the Content Creation Club. I've got to look this up again because if I'm calling it a club and it's not really a club, I sound like a major. Let's see, what was their announcement? Entropia Creators Club Initiative. That's what they're calling it, Mind Arc. So the Creators Club is basically for creators, big and small. Like there's people in there that aren't massive content creators. I think as far as content creation goes, I've probably got the biggest following. That said, I don't think I'm actually the biggest creator. I think there's people who have more pull than me, but a lower subscriber count. My subscriber count primarily comes from Rust right now. So even though I'm sitting at 50,000, almost 50,000 subscribers, which is mind blowing to me. If you took everybody that subscribed to my channel and put them into a classroom, it would be an event that would make national headlines because people would be dying. That's crazy to me. Mm. But no, like there's a lot of actually like really good stuff coming from this, right? Like you're getting some communications and they're connecting people that otherwise wouldn't be connected. And it is a really good initiative in that sense. And they're not really, from what I've seen so far, it doesn't seem like they're inviting in people who aren't a part of the community, who aren't currently creating Entropia universe content. This isn't so previously, there's been initiatives. That was a pretty good loot right there. 15, 16 PEDs. Previously, there's been initiatives to bring people into the content creator sphere for Entropia Universe, and my guns damaged, even though they don't primarily play Entropia Universe. And that has been met with some cynicism, and rightly so, I think, right? Because, okay, we do not have a gun. Hmm. Oh boy, I'm talking about people being like, they're in the ecosystem, blah, blah, blah. And here I am without any sort of gun. All right, dead to rights. Let's head back. Um, but yeah, like previously, the way it worked is it was just people that were like, they'd invite people in that had a big following that sort of would give them like, it seems like at least like a nice price on it. And these people would play the game for 3, 4, maybe even 5 hours, and they'd have the typical new player experience. They'd go in, they'd say, oh, this is a cool game, but the graphics are a little dated because let's be honest, I remember when this update happened, but some of you probably weren't even you were prepubescent at the time it happened, right? It's been a while. It's been a while since this game was updated, and that is not that's not something that's in the favor of the game, right? There's no auctioneer here. Okay, Hmm. So where's the nearest teleporter? Over here. Oh boy, that's a run and a half. And do we have any other sort of guns that we could use? I used to always keep a spare gun, but I think I did something dumb. Actually, not so dumb. I sold it to buy land area. I've only been running with one gun at a time now, and I don't really have a spare. So we're gonna have to fly over, but that's okay. Maybe we can do some mining on the way over, see what we find. Um, hmm, what was I saying though? Yeah, previously they'd invited content creators into sort of the ecosystem to try the game out. The creators would have the typical new player experience, and to be honest, that's not really that good for converting people, in my opinion, because the thing that you're gonna see is people play the game, they'll like the game, they'll comment on a few of the things that are missing from the game, but they won't really understand the whole point of Entropia Universe. And to them, it's gonna seem like a wonky game. It's gonna seem a game that's like, what's the point of it, right? Like I say, you log in, you lose money. It is what it is. I played the game. It was sort of cool. It's interesting. It was a fun experiment. And then they move on to other games. And people who watch those channels, they know what's going on. If you see a sponsored stream and then the person never picks the game up again, it's obviously not their favorite game in the world. And no amount of money is going to make that content creator able to convince people of that. Like I like to think everybody here. Sorry, I was coughing a little bit. Hopefully that. I like to think all you guys are smart enough that if you see me do a sponsored stream for a game, it goes on for however long I'm required to go on, and then I say, all right, we're going back to the normal stuff after this. You'll know like that game wasn't the best. If the creator comes back and the next stream isn't sponsored and the stream after that isn't sponsored, yeah, that is gonna stick, right? Like if you can get someone addicted to Entropia Universe, it's like XQC, Asmongold, or something like that. That's gonna be crazy. A lot of you have heard the story, but like just from XQC, if you look at my Twitch, like there's one time that I had 300 people watching me, and that was simply because XQC mentioned Entropia Universe on his stream. This was way back in the day. This was like over 5 years ago, so this is way back. But he simply mentioned Entropia Universe, and that got my channel on Twitch when I was doing on Twitch up to 300 people watching at any one time, and I like that's a huge number. That's the largest I've ever had for live stream. So that shows you how powerful those people are if they engage with the content in a very like normal way, right? It's not sponsored. It's just sort of like it comes up, they talk about it, and it draws interest. But if it's sponsored, it's not going to draw as much interest because once that player's done or once that content creator's done, everybody sort of knows like, it is what it is. With this content creators club, what seems to be happening is they're taking people who are already passionate about Entropia Universe and trying to empower them. So no, from what I know, or actually from my point of view, like what I'm doing with this, okay? Because here's the thing, I can't speak for anybody else in the thing, the club. And I'm not. I hate calling it a club because it makes it sound like the ins and outs. Like anybody, like everybody, sort of like it should be involved in this, right? Like community feedback does matter to Mind Arc. So you are part of the club in a way. Like you can make them keep doing it, or you can make them hate it and end it. If everybody says Serial Overdrive is a horrible person, you shouldn't have him in the club, they're gonna kick me out, right? And that means that you're like you have a vote, right? Like you have a vote. Mm. And if there's someone that you want to see, push Mindark to put him in. If there's someone that you want to see out of the club, push them to take it out. If it's me, go for it. I mean, I hope not that many people hate me. I hope most people don't even have an opinion of me, but who knows? Anyways, so my experience with it, because I saw some people asking these questions. First off, there's no real like money being exchanged exactly. So there's the affiliate link, okay? And obviously, if someone signs up with the affiliate link, what's going to happen is then my account will get a little bit of a kickback for anything that they spend in Entropia Universe. That's pretty huge. Like no nothing, everything full disclosure, like that's a pretty big give in my opinion. Okay. Like if we're talking about like what you can get, like an affiliate link with that sort of setup, assuming you trust MindArc not to do anything with the numbers, that's pretty big. And I trust them, to be honest. So I think the affiliate link's a pretty big give. It's not being given out to every content creator that's in this club. It's I guess you could say it's a select few, and I'm honored to be one of the selected ones. Affiliate link down below in the description. For that reason, I'm going to mark this video as sponsored. I don't know if it really counts as sponsored, but I don't want to mislead anyone, so I'm just going to mark it as sponsored. And it is what it is, but there's no money exchanging hands in that, in the sense of like MindArc's not saying Serial, I'll give you $50 to do a video like this. What they are doing though is for everybody that's in this club, for all the content creators, they're gonna help promote some of the videos. So if there's a good video that they like, there's a chance that's gonna get promoted. This has been done in the past. Like people have done this with other games. Typically, this stuff can work, but it really depends on if they really pick and choose the right video. A video like this, if they promote it, I don't think it's gonna get that much push, right? Like who cares about a creators club for a game that they know nothing about? Nobody. So they're gonna pick and choose, right? And that is gonna drive people to make certain videos, right? Like one of the things I saw people worrying about is that they're gonna try and silence dissent, and I don't think that that's the case. If you've watched my videos, you know that as much as I love the game and as much as I can talk about the game and just what I like about it, I also talk about what I don't like. I talk about how I think it was a horrible decision to do space. I think it was a horrible decision to do planet partners. I think that this whole Rocktropia thing, I actually think that's a good thing. Like a bit of a tangent, but that's what my channel's all about. Rocktropia was previously owned by Never Die. Now there's shares of Rocktropia. We can go check this out if you're more interested. If you're interested in doing and learning more about this, actually, Lore Spade has a little talk that he did with Never Die, the previous owner of Rocktropia. It seems like what happened is Never Die got Rocktropia shares. He put a few of them up for sale so people could track the earnings. Right now, you can buy 89 shares for 40 PDs a share. This is, in my opinion, a complete ripoff. I would not do this. This isn't financial advice, but I wouldn't touch those because from what I know, basically, Never Die holds most of those shares he let a few out, and because there's a low supply, there's a lot of people that assume that the demand is huge, when in reality, it's a few people who didn't do their research, overpaying for things that are going to pay out one PEC a week. Calypso land deeds, for instance, valued a little bit less than this, are paying out more, to the best of my knowledge, a lot more. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Anyways, they're fine with me. From what I know, they're fine with me talking about things I don't like. So like I said, I like that they bought out Rocktropia. They're going to try and develop it. They said they're doing this to make the Unreal integration easier. The reality, in my opinion, would be I think that Planet Partners didn't work out the way that Mindark expected. I think they were hoping that someone else would fund development. There'd be a lot of cool things happening, but instead, what it did is it fragmented the story of Entropia universe. You've got the Calypso story where robots are invading, and then you've got all these other planets that robots aren't invading. I don't know how dumb these robots are, but if there's a huge robot attack on your solar system, I highly doubt that they're going to leave out all the other occupied planets and simply target Calypso. It makes no sense to me. And then it's like over here you've got Rocktropia. There's vampires, zombies, all sorts of crazy stuff, and none of that made it over to Calypso, which is being attacked by robots. And then you've got Arcadia, who knows what's going on there, but they've got a moon and an underground area, and it seems pretty relaxed. And then you've got another area that transports you back to ancient Egypt. How does all of this fit in together? How does this story have any sort of integration? It really doesn't. And it's cool that you can bring the items back and forth. I love the customization and all that, but it ruins the story in my opinion. And I hope that this buyout of Rocktropia is just the first buyout that we're going to see, and they're going to start to sort of push that story into one more unified story. Anyways, that's besides the point, really. But I don't think that they're gonna kick people out of the content creators club for legitimate feedback or legitimate negative videos. I've worked with sort of the console Rust developers, D11, and they know that sometimes I'm critical, and most community managers know this. For you to have, oopsies, we're gonna be killed, aren't we? Sorry, I just started coughing there. For you to have a good relation with content creators, you need to allow them to make whatever video they're gonna make, and the audience can tell. If you're watching someone who was previously critical of a game and then all of a sudden they love the game and they're also being sponsored, everybody can smell BS. And I don't think that Mindark wants that. So from what I can tell, there's no there's no stipulations that you have to make good videos on Entropia Universe. Good videos in the sense like they shouldn't be just you shouldn't be speaking into a tennis can or something like that. A tennis can. You shouldn't be speaking into like your I don't know. You shouldn't be speaking into home. Man, my analogies, my voice is going and my analogies. But you shouldn't just be speaking into like tin cans, screaming into the moon, right? Like that's not what they're looking for. But if you're making decently thought out videos, if you're making decently good videos, even if those videos are negative, it seems like they're still happy to have you in the club. Now, I don't know what this means for promotion. So this is the one thing, right? Like they're not it doesn't sound like they're going to be kicking people out for negative videos. It doesn't sound like they're going to be one of the things I asked them to like when I was invited, one of the things I said is like is there a limit? Are there things that I can't mention? And to the best of my knowledge, the answer was no. I can talk about pretty much everything that's going on and all that. The reason I'm not mentioning other creators is because I don't want to steal anyone's thunder. The last thing I want to do is say like, hey, creator XYZ is in the content Entropia Content Creators Club. And then their announcement gets ruined by that, right? Like, the community's pretty small, but you never know. Like if 100 people hear it from my video, that's taking away 100 people that might hear it from their video, and that sucks. I don't want to do that to anyone. So I'm not talking about who's in the club and who's not in the club. That is not because of a stipulation. To the best of my knowledge, anything that happens is free for anyone to talk about. Anyways, now another thing people were asking is, are there stipulations like do creators have to stream? Does it have to be a full-time job? Blah blah blah. The honest answer to that, and I've seen some people, because I saw some people talking about this on the Planet Calypso forum. The honest answer to that is I do not believe that there is any content creator out there right now making a full-time living playing Entropia Universe. I could be wrong about that. Maybe there's someone doing it, but I can't see it being possible. I don't know about Twitch, but I know how high the YouTube revenue can go for various videos, and I know that no one on YouTube making Entropia Universe content is making over $1,000 a month. I can tell you that because I know my Entropia Universe content doesn't even come close to making that much. And even though it's been a while and I'm not making as many videos as I used to, I can tell you that the videos I do make, they're not making enough that you could put out 30 videos in 30 days, get 5,000 views, and make over $1,000. I don't think that's possible. Yeah, I don't think it's possible. If the videos are long enough, you got people watching. Like there's always those edge cases, right? There's always that person that can manage to do it, but I just don't think it's possible, and I don't think people are living off $1,000 a month, to be honest. I think most people need at least like 5 grand, 10 grand to make it, right? So like I don't think anyone's making that sort of money playing Entropia Universe. Now, so like they're not requiring that people have streamer hours or anything like that. None of us are told that we've got to be like XQC and playing the game 17 hours a day or anything crazy like that. It's just something to help people out. If there's a big event going on or something like that, MindArc wants to help push that event, whether that's through advertising or promoting the videos or spending a little bit of money to make the content better. That's sort of what they're willing to do. And by making the content better, it's mostly just advertising the content. They're not offering anyone PEDs to the best of my knowledge. They're not saying that they're going to spawn in special mobs or do anything like that. The only thing that people might get is just like a little bit of insight into some of the things that would be announced on Planet Calypso forum. So, for instance, I don't know if the devs say like a bug fix is coming out for this. Maybe they say it in a thread, and they'd also be putting it in like telling creators if they asked about that. It's you've got a direct line of communication, but you're not really getting any sort of insider information or anything like that, if that makes sense. And there's no requirements or anything like that. It's just people who create Entropia Universe content and devs who want to support those people. They've also done a lot, from what I've been told at least, they've done a lot to clean up the Twitch channel and get rid of some of the spam that was going on there. So that's actually really good. And it seems like they're making some positive movements. Whether or not that's going to continue, we don't know yet. There have been a few content creator initiatives in the past, and if I can be a little critical, because I can, they generally seem to die out after a while. Whether or not that's going to happen with this one does remain to be seen. But given the past, we shouldn't hold our breath and think this is some sort of huge long term initiative that's going to keep going forever and ever. It might. It would be nice if it did, but you never know, right? Like the tides can change, companies can get new CEOs, CTOs, and all of that. Budgets can be changed. But for now, it seems like a really good initiative that's going to help a lot of the creators that have been creating Entropia Universe content. It doesn't seem like this is about getting new players into well, it doesn't seem like this is about getting new creators into the game. It seems like it's about empowering the creators that already exist and getting their content out to new players so that they can get into the game. Hopefully that all makes sense. Hopefully it's not the most concise video I've ever done. I do apologize for that. I rambled a bit, went into some stories, but hopefully you do enjoy it because that is the typical serial overdrive sort of Entropia universe vlog style content. I've been doing it, like I said, for over a decade now, so it is what it is. Am I going to change in my ways? No, I'm the old man sitting on his lawn yelling, get off. Uh, yeah, get off. But there's some jokes in there. I'm not gonna make them though. But yeah, it's a cool initiative, and I do support it. Like, of course, I'm gonna support it. I'm part of the initiative. That's like no brainer. But mm, I think it's pretty good. And given like some of the stuff I've seen other games do, this is one of the better ways to do it. They're not trying to draw in new players or new content creators. Again, I should say they're trying to empower the old creators and get them to draw in the new players. And I think that's the right way to go about it because people who are making the content right now without being paid are the people who are passionate about Entropia Universe. And again, all of this could just be me tooting my own horn because I am one of those creators. But I think it's true, and hopefully you guys do too. But let me know what you think. And yeah, that's all I've got for today. Honestly, this was not a good mining run. So we're not even gonna total it up. It was supposed to be a hunting thing, but the gun died. I'll do better in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and until next time, peace.